Hi, class. My name is Sarah Mora. You can call me Professor Mora, and I will be teaching Design 301 Introduction to Computer-Aided Drafting and Design for you this semester. And so this is an asynchronous online course, and I'm going to start by going over the syllabus, and then I will tell you guys a little bit about myself and just some general course information that you need to know. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is, like I said, Introduction to Computer-Aided Drafting and Design, or Design 301. My name is Sarah Mora, and my email is moras@arc.losrios.edu. And so you can contact me via email or feel free to send me a message on Canvas. That's actually the best way to get a hold of me because I have the app on my phone for Canvas and I will get the notification through the Canvas app and I will get it through my email as well. And so if you have any questions for me, go ahead and feel free to send me a message on there. And I will do my best to get back to you within 24 hours on a weekday, and it may take longer on weekends, so may not be 24 hours. And so you can also come and drop into my office hours, and those occur on Wednesdays from 12 to 1 via Zoom. The meeting ID is right here, or you can just go ahead and click on this link. And these are obviously online office hours. If you do attend any classes in person at Sac City, I also have some office hours in person at Sac City. Send me a message if you're interested in that. But if this time doesn't work for you, then you can also set an appointment up with me, and so we can pick a time that works best for you and me. Okay, and so of course this is an asynchronous course. It is self-paced, and the units are 3 semester units. All right, and so this course covers the fundamentals of AutoCAD, a design and drafting software used to create a wide variety of technical drawings. It includes engineering layout, site and landscape drawings, as well as drawings used in architecture and interior design, such as floor and space plans, elevations, and details. And this course is not open to students who have completed Design 100. The learning outcomes and objectives. Upon completion of this course, the student will be able to demonstrate basic AutoCAD skills for producing technical drawings, apply basic AutoCAD tools for developing orthographic and isometric projections, plans, elevations, and details, apply basic AutoCAD tools for developing a variety of drawings, including those used in mechanical and civil engineering, landscape design, architecture, and interior design. Determine whether technical drawings meet industry standards. And there are no prerequisites for this course. And so I am available for help with the course material or any other academic inquiries during the posted office hours. And if there are several students waiting, then I'll be giving a maximum of 10 minutes per student. And as I mentioned before, we can always set up a meeting if that works better for you. All right, and this is a zero textbook cost class, so there are no required materials for you to purchase, which is great. And if you are in need of some materials, I do suggest that you go to the home base at the ARC campus because they do have a lot of free resources there. Okay, and so this is our tentative course schedule. We'll be starting with, well, section 0, and this is just for the introduction to the course, yada, yada, yada. And then we move on to section 1 that gets it into actually drawing. And then section 2 is managing drawings. Section 3, orthographic and isometric drawings. Section 4 is about advanced commands. And then we'll have a midterm. And then section 5 is on mechanical drawings. Section 6 is on architectural drawings, and section 7 is on Revit. And so section 7, it's just going to kind of introduce and expose you to Revit, but it's not detailed in Revit. If you choose to continue through the design and technology path, then you will be taking other classes that will go into detail in how to use Revit. But this is just to get you a little bit of exposure. And then section 8, that is a comprehensive portfolio. And then you will have a final based off architectural drawings. All right, and this course grading system is based off a scale, and we will be using a point-based system. So each assignment, quiz, and discussion will contribute to your total points, and then your final grade will be calculated by dividing the points earned by the total possible points. All right, and so participation and assigned work. This is a self-paced asynchronous course. Participation is expected and assessed through your involvement in assignments, discussions, and quizzes. So in the first week, you are required to complete a checklist, including one discussion, one quiz, and one assignment. If this checklist is not completed by the end of the first week, you will be dropped from the course, unless otherwise discussed. If you have some kind of issue, please send me a message. And this is because, partially because I just want to make sure you can participate in this course and that you are capable of doing so, but also because there are some like fraudulent bots or whatever people, um, I guess they are going into online courses and they are trying to apply to them and then just they're using these bots to go through them so they can get financial aid or something. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. The point is that if you don't want to get dropped from the course, then make sure you complete this checklist. And all assigned work will be provided through Canvas. All assignments, discussions, and quizzes are to be completed by 11:59 p.m. on the due date. The window for submission will be open for an additional 24 hours to provide some flexibility without penalty. But please do try to submit by the due date because, something always happens and you don't want to use that 24-hour cushion as a crutch where you're going to be using that all the time. And then after the assignment officially closes, late work will no longer be accepted. So please try to submit by the posted due date. All right, and then the course materials will be organized within Canvas. This course requires you to work in AutoCAD and Revit, just lightly in Revit. And so these applications can be accessed through VMware's Horizon client, and that is a remote desktop. And so you can go ahead and follow this link to get to the guide, and you will have to install this onto your personal computer. And so this gives you access to the computers in the ARC Design and Technology department. And the alternative to that would be to go to the classroom and you can use those computers in person actually. But AutoCAD and Revit, they can also be downloaded for free by students through the Autodesk website. And so sometimes that can be more efficient, and that's also a good way to get through this course. I do recommend doing the VMware. Well, actually, I recommend doing both the VMware and downloading AutoCAD onto your personal computer. Revit is a really large program, though, and so that one I think might be difficult for people to have the requirements to have that downloaded onto your computer. But it's not impossible, so both are great options. All right, professionalism. So students in the Design and Engineering Technology program at American River College are preparing for a career in a professional discipline. Students are expected to display qualities such as attention to safety rules, honesty, integrity, timeliness, and class attendance, which, I mean, we don't technically have any class attendance for this class. Neatness in all assignments, class conduct, which promotes a successful learning environment, and other qualities sought by employers. And so, in short, be honest, have integrity. You are actually encouraged to work with your peers, which that's difficult to do in an online setting. But that's part of the way you learn is by being collaborative with one another. So there will be a discussion board on Canvas where you guys can go and connect with one another. And in general, just be sure to be kind, be generous, be helpful, and be useful. This doesn't mean just sharing files to one another and copying the work that way because you're really not learning if you're doing that, right? So you're expected to do the work yourself, but you're also encouraged to work together. All right, and then if you are in need of any accommodations, please contact DSPS. And there's just a note about withdrawals here and standard of conduct. I'll go ahead and let you guys read through the rest of this. All right, so now this is our Design 301 Canvas page. And so when you first enter into the Design 301 from the dashboard, you're going to see this home page, and this is just going to have the course title, some information about how to contact me, and then this is our tentative course schedule, just like what we saw on the syllabus. And if you see down here, the final is going to be due May 16th. All right, and then if you flip through here, you can go to announcements and you can read the announcements. And so the first announcement is just welcoming you guys to the class. Um, and then I have the important note about the checklist that needs to be completed. So you need to download VMware and you need to complete quiz 0. And then you need to complete discussion 0 and then assignment 1.1. And so you need to do all this by the end of the first week. And so assignments are due on Sundays, and these will be due on the 26th. Okay, so if I go into modules, the course is divided by modules, and you're not going to be able to move on to the next module until you have completed everything from the first one. So for example, if I go here, and I'm starting at section 0, this is going to give me a lot of very good information. And so this is saying that the course is a self-paced course. Sections 1 through 4 will be released within the first week of the course. That's this week. And then sections 5 through 8 will be released before the midpoint, so before spring recess. And so to keep on track, you should have all items in sections 1 through 4 completed before spring recess. If you look at the calendar, it's actually in the middle of section 4, so you have to just do it by the due date. But this is kind of a guide to help you keep on track about where you should be. You should be about in section 4. And then this is very important. So you need to download and install VMware's Horizon client. So this is part of that checklist. So if you go here, this is going to give you a quick start guide in how to do that. And so just read through this and you're going to get VMware onto your computer and you will be able to access the softwares that you need. And so if you need any help with this, I'm actually not going to be able to help you with the technical side of VMware, but you can contact the IT department at ARC. And so that would be right here under Student Resources, Technology Resources. And so if you need to contact somebody about something, go ahead and contact IT if it has to do with VMware, that is. And then additionally, you can download AutoCAD for free. So also, if you need help with Autodesk and downloading it, I'm not going to be able to help you with that. Um, but if you have a .edu email, then you should be able to get the Autodesk softwares for free. And so it's a pretty easy process, actually. Um, and this hasn't been mentioned yet, but you want to use the Mac version. Or, sorry, not the Mac version. Cross that out. The Windows version. You want to use the Windows version. So if you have a Windows computer, that is great. If you have a Mac computer, it doesn't translate the same. So what you will learn in this class will not be applicable to AutoCAD for Mac. And as far as I know, it doesn't work very well on a Mac computer. And so that's why we recommend using VMware because that way you can access the Windows computers through the remote desktop. Okay. And then I had to create a whole YouTube channel for this class because um, I was planning to upload the videos. I have some video demos directly to Canvas, and apparently, if it's too long, it just won't do it. And so you can go ahead and access that through this link, and you can see the videos that I have uploaded here. And so I'm still in the process of uploading them. Actually, it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. And then American River College Tech Ed also has a YouTube channel. And this could be a great resource. It has even some Design 301 playlists. It has other very helpful information too, intern interviews and stuff like that. And so feel free to check that out. And then as a student at the Los Rios colleges, you have access to Microsoft Office 365. And so you can use things like Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and that's just information for that. You don't necessarily need that for this class, but in general, these are good for you to be able to use as a student. All right, and so once I'm done reading this page, I would mark it as done, and then I would go to next. And so go ahead and, oops, I think I pressed something twice, but complete this quiz to the best of your ability. I want to make sure you're a real human, and it just asks some very basic math questions. So hopefully you can do that. And I showed all the answers, not that you couldn't figure them out, but that's okay. And so I'm going to go back to modules. And then, okay, so they need to be marked as done in order to move on. And then there's also a discussion here. So mark as done. I'm going to go to next. I'm going to go to next. And this is your first discussion assignment to be due within the first week as well. So I want you to respond to the 3 questions here. And you're going to do that by clicking reply and then responding in the box below. And then after you read, you're going to respond to at least 2 of your classmates' posts. It can be more, but a minimum of 2 is required. And for your prompt, so first you're going to introduce yourself, share a few things with the about you, including your major of interest. And another one, what is your favorite vacation spot and why? Or if you'd like to share with us a vacation that would you would like to take, what would it be? And then I want you to upload an image using the upload image feature. If you don't know how to do that, you can click on this in the toolbar at the top of the text box. So if I press reply, there's going to be right here the little upload image icon. And then you want to share a picture that's related to the destination that you described. And so you don't have to you don't have to share a personal photo if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. Because, it's going to be online. But, this is a good way for us to get to know you. So please share. We would like to get to know you and connect. And so this is a great way to do that. And then also, when it comes to online learning, what are you most excited about and what are you apprehensive about? And so I want you to also respond to two peers, and I want you to respond with a question and connection. So here's an example. Like, wow, I've never been to Disneyland, but that's on my bucket list. It looks like a really fun place, and I can't wait to ride Space Mountain. How often do you go there? Right? And then there's another example. Maui is one place I haven't been, but would like to go there. Why do you like it more than going to the other Hawaiian islands? I have been to Moloraka before. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Mallorca before, and it was absolutely amazing. But I'm not sure how similar that is to Maui. Okay, and so those are just a couple of examples. And so please be thoughtful with your responses, and you will continue to have discussions throughout the course. And please be thoughtful with your responses. I'm not being super specific in how you need to respond in the other discussions, but I do want you to really make an effort. All right, and then if I go to back to discussions, I can see here I need to reorder this a little bit, but this is the student lounge. And so, this is broken. I'll have to put the image back in. But this is the virtual student lounge, and you can use this space to converse with classmates about appropriate topics related to or unrelated to the course material. And so you just reply here, and then you guys can chat if you would like to. All right, and then the syllabus that we went over earlier, you can download that PDF right here in this tab by selecting this little download arrow over here, and then you can see the course summary down below. Okay. And I do want to talk a little bit about VMware. So once you download VMware, it's going to give you an option for what computer you want to access at the school. And so you're going to choose this one, ARC Design and Engineering Technology 1. And then once you click on that, it's going to load and then it will open up the desktop for the ARC Engineering Technology computer. And then here, this is where you're going to access your AutoCAD, Revit, and your personal files. So if I go to File Explorer, this is where you're going to see, I think for you guys, it's a U drive, mine's a V. And you're going to see your WID number over here on the left-hand side. And this is your personal file. So you can put your AutoCAD assignments in here, you can put drawing files, whatever, and it will be saved, at least till the end of the semester. If you were to save something on the desktop, there's a chance that that could be wiped out. It will be wiped out, so make sure you're saving it to your U drive. And then if you go here to instructor files, you can find my name. So it's Mora S. And then this is just a file structure. So there's nothing in here, but you can take this file structure and you can drag it into your personal U drive, with the one with your WID number. And then now this is in here. And so when I save my AutoCAD assignments, they can be saved directly into the appropriate sections. And this just makes it easy to stay organized. It's really important to stay organized. You're going to have a lot of assignments. And if you're just naming them randomly or you're saving them in random spots, you're going to lose your work and you're not going to like that. Okay, and so make sure you put your file structure into your U drive. And then what else? Okay, so we're not going to talk about Revit right now. We're just going to briefly go over that much later. And then to open up AutoCAD, I would just simply double click this one. And if you download AutoCAD on your personal computer, do the 2024 version. I'm not sure if there's a 2025 version on there right now. I assume there would be, but you can't use, if you want it to be compatible with the VMware version, with the ones we have at school, then you have to do the 2024 version, because if you save a file for 2025, for example, you're not going to be able to open it on 2024. You can do it the other way around though. You can open in 2024, or usually you can open an older file in a newer software. And so yeah, it just takes a while to load. And I'm going to have a whole separate video on the user interface. And so I'm not going to go through that there, but this is what it's going to look like once you have it loaded. I'm going to say OK. And then this is what AutoCAD looks like when you first open it. All right, and like I said, we will have a separate video to go over that. And I'll just minimize this. Okay. All right, and one more thing I almost forgot to mention. Something that I recommend that you guys have for your workspace setup is you it's recommended to have dual monitors, so two monitors. You don't have to, but this will be easier for you because you can have your workbook or your video in one monitor, and then you can have AutoCAD open in the other. And so I have a dual monitor setup. The computers at ARC, they have a dual monitor setup. If you can go there and access those, that is great. If you can't, that's okay too. And if you can't get a second monitor, that's fine as well. But it is recommended because it will make your life a little bit easier. Another thing that I recommend and basically require is that you have a mouse with a left click, a right click, and a scroll wheel that can click. And so there's ways to work around this in AutoCAD, but it will make your life so much easier to have a mouse. If you're trying to use a computer or, I mean, a laptop with a touchpad, it is, it's going to be very difficult to draw in AutoCAD. So yeah, a mouse. Here's another one with a scroll wheel, and this one can click. Okay, thank you guys. All right, hi again, everybody. So I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am Sarah Mora, and as you know, I'm an engineering professor at Sac City and at ARC. And so that's why this has my Sac City email, but it's the same email, but with an ARC here. And if you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn, you're welcome to. I don't check it very often, so I might not even see it till like the end of the semester. But that's my LinkedIn if you would like. And I'm just going to go a little bit over my educational background. So I actually started at Los Rios Community Colleges. Um, and when I first started, I did not perform well. And so I thought it'd be funny. I kind of put some of my screenshots of some of my old grades on here. Like I got a D in Calc 2. I got a W in Calc 2 also, right? So I tried to repeat it, was failing it again. So I got a W, I got a couple C's, I got a D in general chemistry, and this is Chem 2. I got a C even in body fitness. And so I just was pretty unfocused. And I did fine in high school, but then when it came to college and uh, learning how to discipline and apply myself in a different way or at all was challenging for me. And so I didn't do well at first, but then I moved away um, I moved across the country. So I moved to North Carolina. Didn't have friends to distract me, and I did much better in college over there. And so it was my first time getting straight A's, my first semester going to college there. And after that, I just started doing really well because I understood how I had to apply myself. And so I moved back to California eventually. So I was in North Carolina and then I moved to Japan and I took some online classes when I was living there. And so I took all those classes that I took in North Carolina and in Japan. The college was in New York though. And I transferred them over back to Los Rios and I finished at Los Rios with my associates. So I got an associate's in math and an associate's in engineering of some sort. I can't remember exactly what it was called. And then I transferred to California State University, and that's where I got my bachelor's and my master's in mechanical engineering. I did really well. Actually, I got the ECS or Engineering Computer Science Dean's Award and the Mechanical Engineering Scholastic Achievement Award. And then just a couple other little things. I got first place in the ECS pitch competition. I was a member of the Engineering Honors Society Tau Beta Pi, and I graduated summa cum laude. So I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just trying to show you that I started way down here, but you know, wasn't discouraged, and I ended up doing really well because I learned how to discipline and focus myself and really just focus on my education. All right, and so my professional background, um, I worked at Clark Pacific. I started there as an intern, and Clark Pacific, they do prefabricated building systems, especially precasts, and so it's more of a civil engineering type job. I graduated mechanical, and I really liked working there actually. I made a lot of connections. This is us at a 5K run in Clarksburg. And I also made a soccer league. So it was called or it is called the Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Soccer League. And I made this because I love soccer and a lot of my colleagues also loved soccer. And so I decided to make a league where we would play against other companies. And it was a good way to connect with other industry professionals and also make connections within our own company. And I handed that league's still going on actually. I handed it over to another girl and she's taken over that for me. And I still play in it every once in a while too. And then obviously, oh, and I'm also a soccer coach. I didn't include any photos here, but I'm just a volunteer soccer coach. I do love soccer. And now obviously I'm a community college professor teaching you guys. All right, and so this is just my family. My husband, my two kids, my dog. I love them dearly. Sorry, this is a little fun fact. So, I have this viral video of my kids. So, you probably, maybe have possibly seen this before, but I just wanted to kind of throw this onto the slide. So, those are my children, the loves of my life. And just a couple of things I like to do. This is when I was living in Japan, and um, this is my Japanese American soccer team, and we just had won a tournament here, so that was really fun. I love to snowboard. I really enjoy the outdoors, and biking, backpacking, hiking, traveling. I love to travel, so this is us in Thailand. This is us in Nicaragua, where we went volcano boarding. So like snowboarding, but on essentially rocks as gravel. But it's really fun. We did this huge Central America road trip, and it was pretty great. So yeah, and then that's about it. So that's just a little bit about me, and really look forward to getting to know all of you. So yeah, thank you very much.